When I was younger, my mom and I loved to watch Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, a Netflix show about an organizing expert who transforms the homes and lives of her clients. Marie Kondo's method is to organize by category, tidying up clothes, then books, papers, kimono, which are miscellaneous items, and only keeping the things that spark joy. As I grow older, I appreciate the genius of the KonMari method more and more. While in the show, kimono was attributed to random knickknacks, our kimono can take many different forms. Screen time, school courses, and extracurriculars are just a few examples of the things that are common and excessive in people's lives. I've always struggled with noise, or the lack of noise. So much so that I've realized it's become major kimono I've been hoarding. It all started my first time attending sleepaway camp in the 4th grade. During silent nights and bunks at lights out, I couldn't help but let my mind wander to dark places. Questions like if I'd ever see my family again, or if I was stuck at camp forever, crowded my thoughts. Silence was the reason I barely slept the full 7 days at camp, and the reason I never went back. 5 years later, I've invested in a sound machine, some AirPods, and have lived in constant noise ever since. We all hoard noise in some way or another, whether it be watching TV while studying, listening to podcasts while driving, always having background noise, whether it be through music or conversation. And while yes, living in pure silence seems psychotic, maybe having your sound machine set to Category 5 hurricane says a little something about you, too. It's been scientifically proven that the world is getting louder. The leading contributors of noise pollution are highways, railways, and industrial facilities, which have rapidly increased in size and number over recent years. So much so that this has become a global issue. According to the National Institute of Health, 65% of individuals across Europe are living in highly noise-polluted areas with risk of noise-induced hearing loss. Now, more than ever, is the time to battle against noise. But not only has noise increased in volume, it's also become targeted with the dawn of mindless entertainment. So not exactly physical noise, but more like brain noise, sort of like a comforting static for your mind. With endless portable stimuli and entertainment at your fingertips, unplugged moments are rare. It's not enough that we now have the option to drown out our thoughts through Spotify, Netflix, and endless scrolling. We are also in a constant state of information overload. This is explored in the book, The Information Diet, where author Clay Johnson reflects on the gross overconsumption of media and how to navigate storms of distractions. According to the novel, the modern human spends upwards of 11 out of 24 hours in a state of constant consumption produced by our precious screens and speakers. Okay, so what? Why should all of you embrace silence? Well, it turns out silence can yield multiple social and health benefits. In the article, The Benefits of Silence, Professor Dr. Butmer, a mindfulness expert and former TEDx speaker, reflects on how solitude is key to mental clarity. Think about it like a snow globe. When shaken, a snow globe is filled with fast, chaotic particles and only starts to calm down when still. Mental clarity is key to success in social and academic settings and can lead to improved decision-making and organization. When you sit in your thoughts, you also begin to know yourself and the world around you. It's easy to get lost in big pictures and end goals, but in acts of silence, we make an effort to notice the little things. According to the National Library of Medicine, just 2 minutes of silence per day can relieve more physical stress and tension than listening to relaxing music. Mental clarity also translates into physical benefits. A 2013 study published in the journal Brain Structure and Function found that 2 hours of silence per day can relate to developing new cells relating to memory, learning, and emotion. silence has also been traced to lower heart rates and reduced insomnia. Silence is extremely important to most religions as a way to connect spiritually. It speaks great volumes that Buddhists have been taking vows of silence for over 2,500 years. Yet a simple search on YouTube shows thousands of videos with millions of listeners who require meditation and prayer music. According to ancient texts, silence is virtuous, respectful, thoughtful, but more recently, it's been described as awkward, uncomfortable, eerie. Okay, so embrace silence. Seems vague and easier said than done. But thankfully, this can be achieved through a few simple steps. The key is to carve out time for silence and edit all unnecessary or harmful kimono. The first and hardest step is to take out your AirPod. Pause the TV, silence the podcast, turn down the sound machine. Whatever meaningless noise you partake in, don't. It's hard and it takes discipline. But if anything I've said so far makes any sense, this step is necessary for change. You can also set certain times in your day for absolute silence. This could be turning off the TV and focus on studying for a few minutes, or leaving your phone at home while walking the dogs. If you commit to the silence, it will quickly become a cherished part of your routine. Soon you might see better focus, lower stress, and hey, you might discover something about yourself along the way. Silence has already given me a better appreciation for underlying beauties and small joys in our world, and has even helped provide perspective during hard times too. I urge you to follow these tips and give silence a try. Maybe, one day, in the midst of all the silence, when your brain finally starts to calm down, you'll start to smell the smoke from the fire pit. Hear a chorus of children badly harmonizing to old camp songs. See smiles scarring sunburnt faces. And maybe, just maybe, you'll start to hear the sound of your own voice, telling you you aren't anxious, you're excited. And with the right attitude, those cabins by the lake could quickly become your second home. Thank you.